Have you ever felt anger, sadness, jealousy, or fear and immediately wished it would just disappear? Have you ever wondered why you feel certain negative emotions? Why anger suddenly flares up, or sadness lingers for days, or fear grips you at night? We are often told to just let go of these emotions, or ignore them, or worse, feel ashamed of them. But what if your negative emotions aren't your enemy at all? What if these emotions are just your mind and your soul telling you something important, something you've been missing? What if these emotions are guides pointing you towards your deepest needs, your hidden truths, and even your happiness? Today, we'll explore the hidden messages behind your so called negative emotions step by step, and I'll guide you through a simple exercise to meet and understand them.
So, what are negative emotions? We call emotions like anger, jealousy, fear, sadness, or anxiety negative because they're uncomfortable and because society teaches us they're bad. So, we try to fight them, hide them, or pretend that they're not there. But emotions aren't accidents. They don't just show up to make your life miserable. They're signals. They're like your inner compass pointing you towards something you need to pay attention to. Instead of asking, how do I get rid of this? Try asking, why is this here? What is it trying to tell me? Think of them as messengers. Pain says something here needs healing. Fear says something here feels unsafe. Anger says something here feels unfair. But we rarely stop to ask, why are they here? What are they trying to tell me? Instead, we shut them down. The truth is, if we listen, those so called negative emotions may hold the secret to our growth, our healing, and even our happiness. What do these emotions really show us?
Negative emotions often point us to what we don't want, and in doing so, they guide us to what we do want.
For example, jealousy isn't really about resenting someone else. It's showing you something you deeply desire for yourself. Anxiety isn't about weakness. It's your system preparing you for potential danger. Anger might be telling you that a boundary has been crossed. Sadness reveals where you've lost something valuable, reminding you of what matters to your heart. When you stop fighting these emotions and start listening to them, they transform from monsters into messengers.
Most of us don't even know what we truly want from life. But if we follow the trail of our emotions, even the dark ones, they can lead us toward our deepest needs and desires.
The hidden layers of emotion.
Here's where it gets even more interesting. Sometimes an emotion you feel on the surface isn't the real one at all.
Emotions are layered, like a storm that builds from a small wind into thunder and lightning. Often one emotion hides another deeper emotion. Take anger, for example. On the surface, it looks like pure fire, an explosion of energy. But beneath it, anger often hides fear. Fear of being disrespected, fear of looking weak, fear of losing control, fear of being hurt. Imagine a man who lashes out in traffic. On the outside, it's just road rage. But on the inside, maybe he's terrified of being invisible, of not mattering, of losing his place in this world. Or imagine this, you snap at your partner for coming home late. Outwardly, it looks like you're angry about the lateness. But if you dig deeper, maybe what you're really afraid of is being unimportant, being neglected, or not being valued. The lateness wasn't the real wound. The fear of not being loved was. Think of jealousy. When you see a friend succeed and feel jealous, it's easy to shame yourself for being toxic. It might look like bitterness towards someone's success, but beneath it could be a deep sadness, the ache of feeling left behind, the loneliness of not being recognized, the fear that will never measure up. The jealousy is just the messenger. The deeper message is, I want this too. but I'm afraid I'm not enough to have it. Even sadness can disguise other emotions. Sometimes sadness is really anger turned inward. For instance, when someone constantly crosses your boundaries, but you don't feel safe enough to express your anger, you may find yourself sinking into a quiet sadness instead. Your body hides the fire because it doesn't feel safe enough to let it burn. Our emotions are like masks at a masquerade ball. What you see first may not be the truth. Sometimes the most negative emotions are simply disguises for very human needs. The need to feel safe, loved, valued, seen. If you pause and gently look underneath, you will often find a more vulnerable, more human truth waiting to be heard. Step by step way to work with negative emotions. Step 1. Pause and name it. When an emotion rises, don't push it away. Pause, breathe, name it. Say to yourself, this is anger or this is sadness. Just naming the emotion creates space between you and the feeling. Step 2. Ask the right question. Instead of saying, why am I like this? Ask, what is this emotion trying to protect me from? What truth is this pointing me towards? Step 3. Journal or reflect. Grab a notebook and write, I feel angry because, or I feel anxious because. Often the real reason surfaces only when you slow down and write it out. Step 4. Find the need beneath it. Every negative emotion hides a need. Anger hides the need for respect and fairness. Sadness hides the need for love and connection. Anxiety hides the need for safety and reassurance. Jealousy hides the need for growth and self worth. When you identify the need, you begin to heal. Step 5. Respond, don't react.
Once you understand the message, you no longer need to explode or suppress. You can respond with clarity, set a boundary, have a conversation, or take a step toward what you truly want.
Guided visualization. Let's try something together. You can close your eyes if you like. Take a slow, deep breath in and exhale gently. Now, bring to your mind a recent time when you felt a strong negative emotion. Maybe it was anger, jealousy, sadness, or fear. Don't fight it. Just allow it to come up. Imagine that emotion standing in front of you, like a person. Notice what they look like. Notice the energy they carry. Now take a step closer and ask them, what are you really trying to tell me? Maybe anger steps aside, and behind it, you notice fear. The fear of being judged, rejected, fear of being hurt, fear of losing control, fear of success, or the fear of not being enough. Or perhaps jealousy reveals loneliness, the quiet pain of wanting to feel valued. Or you may feel something darker that shakes you to your core. Don't rush, don't judge. Stay with it and just listen. Notice how, when you stop fighting the emotion and start listening, it begins to soften, almost like a child who finally feels heard. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, imagine giving the hidden emotion the space to exist without shame, without resistance. Now, when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Notice how a little more clarity, a little more peace has entered your heart.
Your emotions, even the darkest ones, are guides, whispering truths about your needs, your desires, your boundaries, your path. They are not here to destroy you, they are here to teach you. Every negative emotion carries a message, and if you learn to listen, you can unlock the doorway to healing and growth. And always remember, it's okay to ask for help from friends, from family, or even professional therapists if you want. Help from the right people can change our lives and even save them. So, next time you feel anger, sadness, jealousy, or fear, pause and ask, what are you trying to tell me? Because once you learn to listen to your emotions instead of fighting them, you realize you were never broken. You were always whole, just waiting to be understood. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. If this video touched something in your heart today, show it some love by giving it a like and share it with a friend who might need it. And if you like videos like this and want to explore the human psyche, you're warmly invited to join me in this journey by subscribing to Firefly in the Fog so that we can keep building a brighter, stronger, happier version of ourselves together.